This little thing is my 7-digit or 7-segment 3-digit LED board tester. I've taken it out of this Magnum here. You can see I've unsoldered it out of there. It only takes a little bit of power, about 3 volts, so there's 2 AA batteries or AAAs, whatever, in there. The battery power comes up to these 2 buses, positive and negative. Oops. Now, the anode on these is the positive, so pin number 8, 9, and 12 takes the positive, and they're actually the ones that turn each light on. You can see I've got number 12, which is the number 4, that's 12, and 12 is the anode for digit number 1, so that's it right there. So we're going to be turning on that digit right there. So I'm going to flip the first switch on, and it is going to turn on the E. Let me get my pointer up here. Oops, underneath the paper. Sorry about that. E right there. It's going to turn that little segment on right there. If I can do this with my fingernail, there it goes. So we've turned that one on. The second one is going to be number D, and that's the bottom one right there. So the second one is going to turn the bottom one on. I'm going to try to do this with my pen. Okay. See, it turned that one on. The third one is going to be the decimal point. Okay, there's the decimal point. The fourth one is going to be G, which is going to be that one right there. And that's going to turn the top one on. Or excuse me. What did I do there? Oh, I'm trying to do this one-handed and hold the camera. Number 4 is going to turn C on. C is the one that's clear over there. I'm sorry, not C, not G. So, come on. Left hand don't want to work. Okay, it turned that segment on. The fifth one is going to be G, which is going to be right there. I'm going to turn it on. Number 5 is going to turn that top one on. Come on, number 5. There it goes. Number 6 is no connection. Number 7 is going to be B. It's going to turn that segment on. I'm going to go ahead and flip both of them on. It's easier to try to do 6. 6 don't go nowhere. Okay, we've just about got it filled up. Number 8 is our common anode. Number 9 is common anode for digit number 2. So we got to go clear over here to, I got to get something different to turn them on with. We're going to turn on the next one, which is going to be number 10, and it's going to turn on number F. So 8, 9, 10. Come on, 10. There it goes. And the last one is 11, and it's going to turn on number A. So here, damn it, that one flipped back. Boy, this is really hard to do one-handed. Okay, it snapped in place. Now here's the last one. And boom. Now, what I noticed about this display was that it looked to me like segment number G, which is, I'm going to put my mouse, my little pointer on it. That's G, and then that's E. They look like they were a little dim. You couldn't hardly see it. See, that's the one that's always going to be lit up 27, or 2, so it gets a lot of use out of it. But as the camera, let's see if I can't do something a little bit different here. It looks a little bit different. Right there, you can see that E and G are not quite as bright, but this tells me that the display is fubar, not anything inside the radio. Now, I'm going to quickly, I'm just going to turn on everything on segment 2, which I'm going to turn off number, which one do I turn off? Oh, I got to turn off number 12, which is that far one over. All the lights are going to go out. Now I'm going to turn on number 8, and that's going to make everything on the second number 2 light come on. No, I take that back. Number 8 is 3. Now you can see how bright number 8 is, and of course the decimal point and everything's on. Now I'm going to turn off number 8, and I'm going to turn on number 9, and that's going to turn on the second one. Yeah, there we go. Focus. There. You can see how nice and bright that one is. Now I'm going to turn off number 9. That's going to turn everything off. Now I'm going to turn everything on the first segment. Now you see the difference? That one right there, which is G and E, is just off a little bit. I just happened to notice working on this radio that it looked to me like some of the numbers were off a little bit. And you can really see it right there, the difference. Now what's really wild is I'll turn every one of these switches on. And see, that little 3 volts will turn every one of those lights on. And you can see it now. You can see that the segments, the E segment and the G, are just a little bit dimmer. So I'm going to hunt down and try to find some new lights for this thing. Wish me luck in doing that, but Cookie Girl, this is your display out of your radio. This will be the 20, this will be 2, like 27 and then 3. So let's say you're on 27385. 20, this will be the, oh, come on, focus again. This number right here, the first one will be the 2, and then this would be 7, and that would be like 3, around 38. So 27, 3, and then of course that would be 850, and then that's your channel. Now the channel on the other one seemed pretty good, but by golly sakes, it don't take too much to unsolder them, and I got to figure out a way to even them up to put all them in at once. So I'm going to try to locate some lights for that. Now you can see it really good. Matter of fact, if you ask me, where's my pointer? That one right there is kind of dim too, and that's number D. It might just, well, it might be because I've got them all turned on. I'm trying to do this with holding my little dip switch in place there. Yeah, it does look like now that one's starting to fail a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can't find some more of these. But that's it. I make quite a few of these. like this one, this particular one right here, we'll check the channel display for 2702 and 2705 high gain. And then I made this one up to check high gain 8s and 14s. And oh yeah, this one right here. This one here checks LEDs out of a Redco frequency counter. Now a lot of people say, they always burn out. Well, the reason I made these is because I went through the hell, found the LEDs, replaced them, went through all the hell, unsolder them, solder them back in. That's before I had my solder sucker. And there wasn't a damn thing wrong with the lights. It was the circuit inside that was running it, especially the 2705 high gain 5. I've had the MacGyver, a bunch of relays or resistors. I bought 1% relay, 1% resistors, and it don't look pretty, but it works. And that's what was wrong with that. Their resistor array was bad, unobtainium. So anytime I get a display that's messed up, and if I have to, I will build another one of these for that light before I throw another light in it, LED, and there's nothing wrong with the LED. Been there, done that. And it's always been something else, but this is proof that there is something wrong with that light, because that little battery, those 2 AA batteries, will power up every light on that thing. So just, some people are going to think I'm crazy for going through all this, but it's my way, and I'm going to keep doing it this way. Later.